Good. Hey everyone, we're so happy to have you with us today as we introduce the latest OnePlus smartphone. We'll talk you through some of the new products, new features, and pretty amazing partnerships that we think are going to elevate the OnePlus experience. Today we're excited to officially announce the latest OnePlus Nord color, Gray Ash. Gray Ash combines a raw industrial vibe with an elegant matte texture, elevating the Nord aesthetic and reaffirming OnePlus's mission for uncompromising design. To meet the newest member of the OnePlus flagship smartphone lineup, building on the beauty and the power of the OnePlus 8 and taking things even further. Introducing the OnePlus 8T. That video just scratched the surface of what the OnePlus 8T really offers, the design. And to do that, let me introduce you to somebody who you probably already remember, Brian Yoon, the head of OnePlus's creative department and a world-class designer by trade. Hey, Brian.
Hi, Ryan. Thank you for your great introduction.
We got the OnePlus 8T down to 188 grams, which is pretty impressive considering everything that's inside this phone.
Now it is 8.4 millimeters thick.
And there are three other things that really matter as well: color, material, and finish, or as we like to call it, CMF. Now, all this had to come together just right to make the OnePlus 8T look and feel so good.
Yes, that is right, but you may not know how good this is before you hold and try it in your hand. So to help more people to understand how good this is, I would take this example. Do you remember the sleek white version of OnePlus One before?
Of course, how could I forget?
Yeah, so I would say that the texture of the OnePlus 8T this time feels like a silky smooth back of the silk white version of OnePlus One.
And the colors of the 8T are really something else as well. So this time we have two options: aquamarine green and the lunar silver that you're holding.
Yes, right. Look.
Let's take a closer look at the ultra smooth display of the OnePlus 8T. We all know that phones are not just phones. They're not just for talking. They're for gaming, watching videos, messaging, reading, and 1,000 other things. Now, there are two types of smartphone displays: curved and flat. Both have their advantages. Curved displays can create a more bezel-less look with a slimmer profile. And that's what we went for with the OnePlus 8 series, making the best curved display out there. But on the other hand, there's a whole other group of users that prefer flat displays, especially for activities like gaming and watching content. So this time around with the OnePlus 8T, we went with what we feel is the industry's best 120 Hz flat display. 120 Hz refresh rate, 240 Hz sampling rate, peak brightness of 1100 nits, HDR10 Plus certification, SGS certification. These are things that people loved in the OnePlus 8 Pro, so we figured why not bring them to the OnePlus 8T as well? And according to DisplayMate, this display is not just good, it's A+ good. The OnePlus 8T is the world's first flat 120 Hz display to get that coveted A+ rating. We use an extremely high-tech display color analyzer to make sure that every OnePlus 8T has extraordinary color accuracy. And in fact, it has the most accurate color in any smartphone. Color accuracy can be measured with something called JNCD, or just noticeable color difference. And for the most part, a JNCD of less than 1 means that color discrepancies are visually indistinguishable to the human eye. And on the OnePlus 8T, we achieved a JNCD of just around 0.3. Again, more accurate than any smartphone on the market. So that's the ultra-smooth 120 Hz display of the OnePlus 8T. A meticulously calibrated flat OLED panel. A refresh rate that runs so smoothly, you'll never see a lag or flicker. And color accuracy that even surpasses what your own eyes can see. So how does the OnePlus 8T perform? Well, the specs here are just the beginning. Snapdragon 865, 12 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of UFS 3.1 storage, dual stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos, USB 3.1 for faster data transfer, and the same upgraded haptic engine as the OnePlus 8 series. Just about everything you would expect at a OnePlus flagship phone. Heat dissipation. And for those of you who use your phone to the max, for example with intensive gaming at a high refresh rate, you know exactly how important heat management is. Now, if we're giving you a flagship processor and other premium specs, you deserve to get the most out of them. So in the OnePlus 8T, we redesigned the heat dissipation system using large areas of copper foil, graphite, and most importantly, a super efficient vapor chamber that is 285% larger than before. All this means that the OnePlus 8T has the best thermal performance in any OnePlus phone. OnePlus offers perhaps the best mobile gaming experience on any devices out there, including those so-called gaming phones. But we don't do all this alone. We're working with game developers and our community to raise the industry standards and create next-level gaming on a smartphone. This started with our launch of Gaming Mode and later Fanatic Mode, which minimizes background activity and blocks notifications and calls to help you stay focused while gaming. And following our recent Open Ears Forum in Seattle earlier this year, based on some great community feedback, we've added a new toolbox in GameSpace that enables users to quickly toggle on and off certain features like the screen recorder while gaming. It even lets you quickly message your friends through WhatsApp so you can game together. This May, we partnered with Epic Games to give users the power to play Fortnite at 90 FPS for the first time on a phone with the OnePlus 8 series. This was a huge milestone for both the smartphone and gaming industries. The last thing you want to do is stop to charge your battery. The OnePlus 8T's got you covered. It has a 4,500 milliamp hour battery, which is bigger than the OnePlus 8, meaning we could ramp up the charging speed while keeping your phone cool, even while using it. And with the OnePlus 8T, we're taking our fast charging technology to a totally new level by more than doubling the speed of Warp Charge 30T to give you an ultra-fast charging experience. Say hello to Warp Charge 65, the fastest fast charging ever in a OnePlus device. Warp Charge 65 lets you charge the OnePlus 8T almost 60% in a quarter of an hour. That's a full day's power in just 15 minutes. After 800 complete charging cycles, it will still be able to hold more than 80% of its initial capacity, far better than the industry norm. And even though it costs us twice as much to manufacture as our previous power adapter, when you buy the OnePlus 8T, don't worry, we'll throw one in the box for free. So there you go, the OnePlus 8T, with flagship specs across the board, just like you'd expect from us, but fit within a slim, lightweight body that always keeps us cool and charges so fast it'll never slow you down. But if that's not good enough, let's talk about the camera. The OnePlus 8T has a 4-camera system with a 48 megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization, a 16 megapixel ultra-wide, and dedicated macro and monochrome lenses. Now the camera can automatically switch modes depending on the lighting, helping you get the best out of your night shots. The 16 megapixel ultra-wide camera boasts an impressive 123-degree field of view, the widest we've ever put into a phone, letting you capture more than ever before in your photos. The 5-megapixel macro camera can also take some really great photos, as you can see here in these sample shots. We've enhanced video recording on the OnePlus 8 and added a range of useful new features. When you're taking photos in low-light situations, all you really need to do to get sharp photos is hold the camera steady and shoot. But it's not quite that easy for videos. So on the OnePlus 8T, we brought out the full potential of the advanced imaging sensor to solve this problem. It's a feature we call Video Nightscape. It's a bit like nightscape photography. You can see here, it's dark and almost impossible to make out any detail. But switch on Video Nightscape mode and it really comes to life. On the OnePlus 8T, you get amazing video with people in the frame always coming in clear. We've also included a new generation algorithm for video stabilization that utilizes EIS and gyroscopic data to give you a huge boost in stability and basically lets you ditch your gimbal. And you can choose from different aspect ratios, including 16:9 or the more cinematic 21:9 aspect ratio. So that's the camera system. 4 lenses powered by our advanced video and photography software and outfitted with automatic nightscape mode, video nightscape, video portrait focus, video tracking, and much more. OxygenOS 11 is the next step in our unending journey to give users the fastest and smoothest Android experience possible.
So we mapped out the key touch points and the functional areas across the whole display. That helped us to identify where the information could be displayed on the screen, so things are easy to access without users hand blocking key information. And then from there, we built a screen hierarchy. We put icon, text, headings, and subheadings, and other content in the proper position to make it much more easier to operate with your one hand.
We've also got some really interesting AOD options to let people customize their experience. So Brian, tell us about the first one.
Sure. This one is called Insight AOD, and we created this with the student from the Parsons School of Design in New York. And the Insight AOD literally tells you how much you're using your phone.
Yeah.
So this feature basically translates the time into this color bar, and every time you unlock the phone, it makes the mark on this bar. So longer you use the phone, the more of these marks you see here.
Brian, tell us about the next one, Canvas AOD.
Sure. Canvas AOD. This cool feature always reminds me sort of comic books.
Yeah.
So like you see, it turns a photo of someone special in your life, in this case it's me, into the artistic sketch. And if you unlock the phone, see, this sketch will morph into the real picture.
So Brian, tell us exactly what this Bitmoji AOD does.
Sure. It is a kind of a mini-me in your phone. So once you create your avatar, the Bitmoji AOD will adapt to different scenarios to match what you are doing right now. And for example, if you are listening to music, then Bitmoji will too. Or if you play a game, then your Bitmoji will too. And if you go out when it's raining, then Bitmoji will know it's raining now. And it adapts to the time of the day and the weather based on your location and the activities.
Literally inclusive design.
Right.
Now, those are just some of the highlights of OxygenOS 11. A fast, smooth, and clean experience, a range of custom AOD options, convenient new features, and so much zen, even with your friends. The OnePlus 8T is a true flagship smartphone. It gives you ultra-fast charging with Warp Charge 65, our fastest charging technology ever, and ultra-smooth scrolling thanks to the 120 Hz display. The first one is our newest true wireless headphones, the OnePlus Budz Z. With a more ergonomic design and interchangeable silicone tips that come in the box, you can get a nice tight seal to block out external noise, giving you great sound with powerful bass. They weigh just 4.35 grams, so even if you're wearing them for extended periods of time, they'll be very comfortable. And with an IP55 rating for water and dust resistance, some of the best protection for any true wireless headphones on the market, you can use them pretty much anywhere, anytime, from the most intense home workouts to socially distanced jogging or any other safe outdoor activities. We've equipped the OnePlus Budz Z with a 10mm dynamic driver, together with Dolby Atmos and our own bass boost technology to deliver deep bass and clear vocals, so you can enjoy enhanced depth and detail in every beat. Combined with a charging case, you'll get 20 hours of battery life. And even better, just 10 minutes of fast charging lets you listen for 3 hours. And we're excited to have worked with an extremely talented designer to bring you a special edition of the OnePlus Budz Z. If you know that contemporary Californian psychedelic pop aesthetic, odds are that you know Stephen Harrington. And now he's working with OnePlus to bring his iconic palm trees and mellow character to this special edition. Aside from the Stephen Harrington edition, the OnePlus Budz Z come in two classic colors, white and gray. The Budz Z start at $49.99, the price of the all-new OnePlus 8T. In Europe, we have two versions of the OnePlus 8T. You'll be able to get your hands on the 8 plus 128GB version for €599, while the 12 plus 256GB version will be €699. They'll be available starting October 20th. And in North America, we're bringing you the most powerful 12 plus 256GB version for $749, starting from October 23rd. That's all for this time. We're really excited to bring you our latest flagship smartphone, the OnePlus 8T. We look forward to hearing your feedback, so hit us up on our social media channels. Stay safe wherever you are, and as always, never settle.